All right, folks. We got Bitcoin coming in at 28,000. 28,000 seems to be a little bit of a resistance spot for Bitcoin. But what have I been saying? Bitcoin will find its spot, and then you'll see the altcoins start to rumble, the altcoins start to pump. That's what we're seeing today. Here's an article, altcoins rally and Bitcoin holds above 28,000 as all eyes focus on the Fed. That is true. Tomorrow we have those interest rates. Most people are expecting 0.25. So I think as long as we get that, it's going to be kind of smooth sailing. But if you take a look at some of these altcoins, we are seeing some pumpage today. Now, a lot of times with the altcoins, they don't all pump at the same time. You might have one pumping, and then that goes for a couple of days, and that takes a pullback. Then people take their money out of that altcoin that pumped, and they put in another one. We might be seeing the start of that right now. Unfortunately, the big altcoin that's pumping today is XRP, and it does look like this is an Asia-based pump. We've seen XRP pump like this many, many times, and usually, especially in a bear market, which we're kind of currently in, it usually deflates after all that Asian money gets sucked out. But we do have XRP leading the way at 23%, but coming in at number 2, folks. Cardano wants to be pushing back up to 40 cents. We're at 37-cent Cardano. We were just at 33 cents a few days ago. I actually just bought some Cardano yesterday, so some more Cardano. Actually, last night I bought some more Cardano. So we're starting to see some life in some of these altcoins. Not too much, but we're starting to see it. It's healthy to see. Ripple XRP jumps 20% with Crypto World hopeful of beating the SEC in landmark court case. I don't think this pump has anything to do with the SEC. I've been trying to figure out why XRP is pumping. It just basically looks like your typical Asia pump. For whatever money, they flood money into it. And usually these pumps kind of deflate after a couple of days. But I could be wrong. We could be going into an alt season as we see other altcoins starting to pump. And Ripple could hold some of these gains. So we'll see. But Ripple's prolonged battle with the Securities and Exchange Commission could wrap up soon, and fans of its native crypto XRP are confident Ripple will be victorious. So much so that investors have pushed the price of the token up 21% over the past day to 45 cents as it gains 19% over the week. And right now XRP is what? It was like 46 cents. I think it was actually higher earlier. So very interesting. I could see this XRP pump going all the way up to 55, 65 cents. It's very possible. And I could see Cardano going up to 50 cents as well. As long as Bitcoin hangs out above 28,000. Bitcoin has to hang out. And unfortunately, we do have the Fed meeting tomorrow, so things could get very, very volatile. But I do expect Bitcoin to basically stable out soon, and I think you're going to see a lot of these altcoins go absolutely crazy. That's why I've been making videos all week basically telling people, look, now's not the time to be looking at Bitcoin. Now's the time to be looking at altcoins, and I absolutely stick by that. Fed is likely to hike rates by a quarter point, but it must also reassure it can contain a banking crisis. So what I think is happening with this, I think the Fed would rather not raise interest rates at all. I think they know they've caused a lot of damage. But the Fed is in a situation right now where if they come out and they don't raise interest rates at all, a lot of people think that might be bullish. But that's also not really bullish because it's telling people that they're afraid. It's almost like, wow, the Fed has been talking about raising rates for months. They're going to raise it. They're going to do what they have to do. A few banks collapsed. Now they've stopped. So what does the Fed know that we don't know? Are more banks on the brink of collapsing? So I actually think the Fed not raising interest rates could cause far more damage than them just doing the 0.25. So if my money is on the 0.25, that's what everybody else is thinking too. So I'm going to join the sheep on that one because I don't think the Fed cannot raise interest rates. I just think that would instill too much fear into the market. In fact, it would probably pump Bitcoin is what it would do, but the Fed doesn't want to pump Bitcoin. So that is all coming out tomorrow, I believe. And as I already covered, all coins are starting to rally as Bitcoin hangs out at that level. Let's hear what Gareth Soloway has to say today about Bitcoin.
And again, what we can see here on Bitcoin is that it is moving up and it continues to kind of struggle near the highs. Now, the key is this, guys. As we look at the charts, there's a ton of resistance coming up, and this is what I'm expecting. So you can see this area here, right in here, right? So right there. And then if we zoom out even more and we go back here, we can definitely see that this was the low of the cycle of the bull market in 2021. All All right, the key being is that this is going to be the end-all, be-all level for Bitcoin. If Bitcoin has a major low in place, if the 15.7 is the low, then you need to break above this level and you need to hold it for about a week. If we can, then I think you start saying that the low over here in late 2022 was the Bitcoin low of the cycle. If it can't break through here, then I think you have to be in the camp that you're headed back down and you could still be making lower lows. I'm in the camp that the lows are not in. You guys know that. Therefore, I'm looking for it to be rejected here. I'm going to be looking to short, and I am slightly short already.
So Gareth Soloway, you're actually starting to hear him now even talk about the possibility that 15,000 was probably the low. He hasn't conceded yet. He's still basically saying, look, I'm shorting now. And actually shorting at 28,000, I don't short or anything like that. I learned my lesson on all that. But if I was going to short, I would probably short at like 28,000 because I think we could go back down to like 26, 25,000 in like a flash dump. And I almost feel like that would be almost healthy. I know a lot of people want to see us go back up above $30,000, but I like to see big pumps, stabilize, dump, and then go back up. I don't like to see like straight up. I just feel like that's a recipe for disaster. So if Bitcoin does dump more, I'm actually going to buy more Bitcoin. I kind of, I do regret not having as much Bitcoin, but that's like the mentality that I have in my head where I had the same mentality last bull market, and I actually ended up, what I did was I took money out of alts and I put it into Bitcoin, and that screwed me. When I should have just taken new money and put that into Bitcoin on the dump. So I'm not taking any money out of alts. I think these alts are absolutely going to rip. Like I said, you got Cardano up 10%. XRP up 20-some%, and there's actually a bunch of alts that have like gone up 100% today. If you go deep down the list, you actually see some metaverse coins that have actually pumped pretty good. So you're starting to see that where Bitcoin mellows out. People are like, oh my God, okay, I made some money on Bitcoin. Let's throw some money in these alts. But we want to make sure this is going to be sustainable. We don't want to see like, we've seen this before, where Bitcoin pumps, then the alts pump, and then we're in a bear market and we just basically collapse from there. We want to be making new levels, and I think this time it is possible because Bitcoin pumps so much. Maybe Bitcoin goes up to $28,000, $29,000, dumps down to 25, and then the alts make their way up. So don't take your eye off the alts. I know it's been all Bitcoin talk the last 2 weeks. All the sheep are like, oh, Bitcoin, banks are collapsing, blah, blah, blah. Ignore all that shit. This is crypto, folks. Bitcoin pumps first, then the alts. Nothing has changed. And, of course, we have this news from Florida where Florida government Ron DeSantis proposes law to ban CBDCs, which I completely agree with. Of course, we're eventually probably going to have a digital dollar, and hopefully people are using Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies at that point. The problem with a digital dollar is if they phase out dollars altogether. I mean, if you sell something on Craigslist and you're using a digital dollar, everything will be a taxable purchase. The government will know exactly who you transacted with. I mean, if you bought like something from some dude in Baltimore City or the city somewhere, and that dude turns out to be a felon and you don't know it, but you do the transaction with him, they'll basically say, "Oh, you did a transaction with a felon." And it's kind of like what China's doing. They give you like a social credit score where they know exactly what you're doing, so everything will affect your credit and your standing with the government. It's basically just about surveillance. So CBDCs is something we don't want, or at least you don't want to be forced into it. We have, if you're going to use digital money, use a cryptocurrency. But that is what the Democrats are really wanting people to do. They want everything to be tracked. I mean, you buy anything. You buy a baseball card from somebody on Craigslist. They want to be able to tax you on it. They want to be able to know exactly what you're doing. So I do love DeSantis. I hope he runs for president because he is freaking awesome. So I wouldn't. A lot of people are saying this is like a negative. I don't think this is a negative. This is a positive for Bitcoin. It's a positive for the cryptocurrencies like Monero, Cardano. So all in all, I think this is just Governor DeSantis looking out for the well-being of its people. Okay. Other than that, folks, Bitcoin 28,000, Ethereum 1792, BNB 338, XRP. Wow, almost back up to 47 cents for XRP. And I do think if this momentum continues, you're going to see Cardano back above 40 cents. And I think you're going to see altcoins pumping one after each other. Now, of course, if we get a big old fat juicy dump tomorrow on Bitcoin, then of course altcoins are going to dump as well. But the good news is, if Bitcoin does dump tomorrow, like down to $27,000, $26,000, the altcoins are not going to dump as much as Bitcoin because Bitcoin has run more than the altcoins. So, all right, Cardano might go back down to 34 cents if something like that happens. XRP might go back down to 38 cents. I mean, it's just like, that's another reason to be buying altcoins right now because they haven't had their major run. Trust me, folks, I know a lot of you aren't going to start buying these altcoins until they go up like 80, 90%. So many people are going to be flooding into Cardano when it's $1 again or 75 cents. It's just, that is when all the dumb money is going to flood back into these altcoins. So my advice, it's not financial advice, definitely be looking at altcoins now. We're getting to a point now. We have another 11 months till the Bitcoin halving. Eventually, you're going to run out of time and you're going to miss substantial gains. All right, folks, that's it. Like and subscribe. Talk to you later.